White Oak. This is going to a brand new customer, first time ever. It was a referral from another restaurant. So when you do a good job for a customer and they like your product and they like your service, it pays off down the road. It's not just that one customer. A lot of people think, you know, they don't worry so much about being on time. They don't worry about the quality of the wood. They don't worry about talking with the people. They just dump it and go, and they think that that's going to be okay because it's just firewood. Well, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you're selling toothpicks or if you're selling lumber. People care about the quality. They care about the service. They want the right kind of wood at the right time in the right place for what they're doing. Now, this is going to a restaurant that is smoking meat. It's a new restaurant. They only do summertime smoking. From what I can tell, he said they don't really start until June. So I don't know if they do catering. I don't know if they're doing, they're only open for certain months of the year. I don't know the whole situation, but I know this is a referral from another restaurant in the same town that does a different type of product. And they happened to be in each other's place, and they were talking, and the guy that referred him to me has been a long-time customer. I sell a lot of wood to him, and this guy said, hey, I need someone I can depend on that has good quality product, and that's hopefully what I'm going to be able to do for him. Now, this morning it's sprinkling a little bit. I know he's going to want the wood dry, so that's not good because it's for smoky meat, and they want dry wood. They want it perfect. So I got this delivery. This is a half of a full cord, and I'm going to be delivering that. And then after that, I'm going to come back. We're going to get some more of this wood. This is white oak, by the way, which is what a lot of people want for smoking meat. I have several customers, they want white oak. That is their thing. They think it makes a difference, and if they think it makes a difference, it makes a difference to them. Even though I have other people that I sell firewood to for smoking meat, chefs that have been in business for 30 some years that say they've tried everything, it all works because smoke is smoke. But what do I know? All they really ever say is they want hardwood. Then there are specific people that have to have hickory because they think it makes a big difference. I've had several people, that's what they want. And I guess if you're making food, you want that consistency to where people are coming back to you time after time. They want the same type of experience, the same flavor. Maybe it matters. To me, food is just fuel. I'll eat pretty much anything. I don't care. I just throw it in and go. I like good food, but I don't cry if I have to eat a hot dog versus a steak. I don't care. It's food. But I'm weird that way. I don't grill. I don't smoke meat. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm not allowed in the kitchen. I am not a chef. I mean, I can run the microwave, kind of. To me, I just want to eat. I'd rather be doing stuff that's productive instead of spending time in the kitchen for hours and hours. It's not me. I know there's people that really get into it, and that's fine. I'm glad they do, because I'll let them spend half a day or a full day or however long it is they do making their ribs and their brisket, and I love eating it and I love the taste of it, but I just don't have the patience to sit there and wait for a full day to eat a meal. To me, I would like to go to a restaurant and sit down and just have the food sitting there when I get there. I want to be in and out as fast as possible because I'm not there to socialize. I can do that some other time. I want to go and eat. That's just me, but I'm weird. I know a lot of people are really into it. It's not me. Not my thing. And that's okay, because there's other people that hate doing manual labor. They're afraid of slivers. They're afraid of a sore back. They're afraid of, getting a blister. I'm not. I like physical, hard, manual labor. And I find today that most people avoid work at all costs, and it shows. That's why so many Americans in general are obese and out of shape and nasty. I just don't want to be that guy. I want to stay as active as long as possible, and if you don't use it, you lose it. So, all right, enough blabbing on about that. We're going to go make this delivery and then come back, load up some more, and go make another delivery today. So it's delivery day. Alright, so I just got done chucking in the white oak. I got a third of a cord into the trailer, actually a little more than that. I got a little heap to it. And I just wanted to show you guys something that I found out a long time ago, and some of you that might be new to the whole firewood thing, whether it's you're cutting it for yourself or if you're cutting it to sell and then storing it. Number one, off the ground helps a lot. You get the airflow underneath, keeps the water from wicking up from the ground. Number two, uncovered. It dries way faster uncovered than covered, especially wood that is fresh green cut, which is what this stuff was. Now this was about a year ago that I cut and split this wood, and it's been on pallets, and I had sides so that the wood wouldn't fall off onto the ground. And this wood has been getting rained on now for, I don't know, like 8 hours. It started raining during the early morning hours. It hasn't been a heavy rain. I mean, at times it was a little heavy. Right now it's just barely sprinkling. So right now we've probably had a 1/4 inch of rain. And as I'm digging into the pile here, yeah, the top few pieces, like down to about right here. So just the top few pieces are wet. Underneath they're dry, and then underneath totally dry. So the rain, unless you get inches of rain, even then it doesn't go down very far. It tends to kind of shed off the sides, especially if you've got your wood peaked in some type of a cone. Obviously if you had a dip in it, the water would then drain down into the middle, so that would be bad. So you want your wood to be peaked as much as possible. But I think, and from my experience, and I could be wrong, but off the ground, in the open, loose, in bins, with no shade, where the sun and wind can do its thing, uncovered, wood will dry way faster than any other method I found. A lot of people put wood into a woodshed when it's green, and then they say, well, they wait 2 or 3 years. Well, I don't have 2 or 3 years. I want to turn this wood over every 4 to 6 months, year tops. I want it to be made, dried, gone as soon as possible, which is why I like cutting a lot of the barkless oak and ash and cherry, soft maple, the stuff that dries really fast or is pretty dry already when you get it. Now this wood was mainly cut from wood that was from living green trees. When I got it, it was very, very wet and green inside, but now it's very dry. I've split some of these open and I'm down around 16% moisture content. I do my splits fairly small like this, basically the size of your forearm, my forearm, which is pretty puny, to this size. That is what most of the people want for fireplaces, and especially for this type of customer, which is for smoking meat. Restaurant type wood is what I sell a lot of with this white oak. But as you can see, it's dry from here down, and the top is just a little damp. And the thing is, especially with white oak, is it does not absorb moisture like a lot of other wood. Once it's dry, it's dry. It's what they make ships out of. The old type of wooden ships, white oak, because it doesn't suck moisture in. I've mentioned this before. I saw a video not too long ago, well maybe a year ago, of a guy that was a shipbuilder, and he showed the difference between types of wood. And he took wedges, thin wafer type pieces that were like this, except longer, and he dunked white oak, red oak, ash. He had some other kinds of wood too, and he dunked it into water, and then over a time lapse, you could see that most of the wood, the moisture, you could see it actually kind of rise in the wood about 1 inch, and then it would stop. But with the white oak, it never raised at all. It just stayed there. It doesn't absorb moisture. Once it's dry, it pretty much stays dry. Now the surface moisture, the rain that gets on this stuff while it's out here, dries off very fast. Once the wind and sun come out, I always tell people, just like your sidewalk, once you get, say you get 1 inch of rain on your driveway or sidewalk or road in front of your house, yeah, it's wet and you got puddles and all that. But once the sky's clear, clouds go away, wind picks up, sun comes out, it's a matter of just hours and the surface is dry, other than some puddles, which will take a little longer. But the wood dries just fine, and having it get rained on is not a big deal. Now, the one caveat I would say to that is once your wood is dry, ready to be sold, and you want to keep it dry, then you could cover the top, but only the top. Not down to the sides, not down to the ground, because all you're doing then is you're retaining all that ground moisture inside of there, and you basically create a terrarium. You're going to grow mold, you're going to grow fungus. You're going to grow all kinds of nasty stuff in there. Worms and ants and all the bugs that like a nice warm moist place to live. That's where they're going to be. In the open here, not so much. And I get asked that all the time too from people on the channel. They'll say, hey, what do you do when you get ants in your wood? Well, if you cut it and split it in a pile like this off the ground, they leave. They need moisture and they need a place to live that is dark and enclosed and warm and moist and all that good stuff. So there you go. That's all I got to say about that. Let's go do another delivery. So as you can see here, there's water on the top. Right here it's water. You turn it over, dry. One piece underneath, a little bit of moisture, turn it over, dry. As soon as you get down to the second piece, you got a little moisture there. Go down a little further, a couple pieces in, dry, all dry. This stuff is all dry, and we've had a lot of rain. Actually, we've had inches of rain over the last couple of weeks, and the rainwater dries right off. So once you get down into your pile, the wood is dry, it's fine, ready to burn. Now we're gonna go do a delivery.